Okay. Okay. Um, brother, where
What's
art
up?
thou?
I was struggling to find that movie. Just FYI, that's fine. We'll talk about that a little later. But
We'll
just
definitely
know
talk
that
about
that's
that.
just know that's weighing heavy on me right now.
I have been looking forward to this conversation about that
It's
since you dropped it on me. Uh,
been upset about it. Been talking about it
just,
since
so
yesterday.
mad, just
Yes, I mean,
so mad about it.
still haven't got it to make sense, but we'll
Before
work
we
that
get
out.
there, how how was your weekend, brother? Talk to me.
50 Flies had a show Saturday in Lancaster, South Carolina,
Nice.
and it was a good time. Always a good time. The band before us were named Unattended Children,
All right.
and I mean they're not children; they are of age,
Unaccompanied minors.
a little more than minors. They're about my age and a little older, but or our age,
Thanks
I
for
guess
just
I
calling
should
me
say.
old there, buddy. I'm 14 days older than you, you asshole.
So many days older, so many.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Um, Not good dudes. They actually practice at the same facility we do, like across the hall.
Nice, nice, nice.
Um, so they did the opening, and then we closed. There was only two bands. The third one dropped off, so we just kept it basically a kind of chill, you know, relaxing night of setup and stuff like that. So we didn't have to go all crazy and hurry. But it was a good time. We did that. Came home. Got home about 2 o'clock in the morning. Then got up and mowed some grass. So that was awesome.
Lancaster. All right.
Yeah. At the LA Tap Room. LA Tap Room is what it's called.
Los Angeles Tap Room. Is that what that stands for?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That was just a guess. I
No,
didn't
it does
even
not. It's
know.
Lancaster.
Oh, Lancaster Tap Room. All right.
I think, anyway.
Lancaster. I would
That,
call it the LC, but that's beside the point, though, bro.
I mean, Lancaster's one word. So really.
It should be the L Tap Room. Let me ask you this, okay?
So
Let's.
I might be completely wrong. I might be telling you a false story.
Was it a dope venue and a good time?
Yeah, we played there quite often.
Oh, nice.
It's it's a really small bar, like at the corner of an intersection,
Okay.
and there's usually a lot of people in there. And it's some friends of ours run the place and run the sound and play there. We play with them, and just a networking place is really what it is.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so good time, good time.
I'm glad you guys killed it, man.
What you been up to this weekend? A little
Yeah, man.
golf, a little volleyball action, maybe.
No volleyball this weekend. I didn't have Iceman
Yeah,
or with me or Maverick, so I couldn't play.
yeah,
They were busy actually, saving the world and stuff like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
saving the
Like
United
they do.
States, flying jets and stuff for the U.S. Navy. No, man. Went and golfed Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Um, and like, the weekend before, tea time was like at 9:40, so like 30 minutes in, I was like drenched with sweat. So I was like, this week I'm gonna do a 7:30 tea time.
and that was like a Saturday. Is that what you said?
Yep, Saturday morning.
Man, it was still blazing hot at 7:30 in the morning though.
Dude, 10 minutes in, I was drenched with sweat. It was almost like worse. Like the earlier out there, like the worse it was. Like even though we
Yeah, yeah,
finished up, like it was just bad. Just
yeah.
no
It's like,
bueno at all.
yeah, I don't know if that's like you go out there and think it's gonna be all nice, so you're like, oh yeah, cool deal. But really, you're just kind of stepping in the heat even earlier.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
all it is.
yeah,
Just
and the humidity, like the
yeah, the
morning
devil was
dew.
like, "Oh, you want to start golf early? I got something
Yeah,
for your ass. Come in." Right? So
yeah, it was. Man, it was just really incredibly hot. Like load in and load out. Um, Saturday was pretty miserable. Like multiple changes of clothes.
yeah, I golfed. I came home, showered. I went to go see a movie,
Oh, okay.
A Quiet Place Day One.
Oh,
And
nice,
I did not know
nice.
that was Lupita Nyong'o was the lead because she's like rocking like the really short hair. Um, she's fantastic, man.
Okay, good
And these
deal.
are different sci-fi horror films where like there's actually like an emotional toll where you actually get attached to these people. In most of
Yeah,
these sci-fi movies, you're like, sweet, I want the monster alien thing to like eat or kill them.
yeah.
This one, you're like rooting for the person to make it out. And all of these movies, the family in the first two,
Yeah.
and Lupita Nyong'o's character and the people that accompanied her on this voyage, man, just a fantastic film. Scary, crazy that like New York had to shut up for 2 hours or whatever. I'm not gonna watch it, man, but just
That's wild.
really fantastic, brother.
Okay, good deal, good deal.
JV, do me a favor,
I
man.
what's up?
Go ahead. I'm gonna switch things up a little bit. I didn't even
Oh,
tell you this, guy. This is a new
oh,
segment that we're doing.
oh. Let me write
Um,
something for it real quick.
yes, brought to you by Life Water. Life Water, if you want to support us, please let us know. Um, go ahead and drop that movie news,
Cool.
brother.
Also, Micro Center. If you want to get in on this too, uh, it'd be awesome. Yeah, I didn't see on the. If you're not watching a YouTube video, you didn't see my free Micro Center mug they gave me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was for his 30 years of service, guys. He gave him
Yeah.
that. He said, here's a mug. Now get out
Yeah.
of here. You're fired. We're also going bankrupt.
Oh boy.
All right, team. So, what we want to do, right? We have a movie podcast. One thing we don't talk about ever is the weekend box office. Javi,
Okay.
I want to start talking about the weekend box office, man. I just want to talk about like the top five grossing movies of the weekend. This is
Okay.
from the June 28th to June 30th here. So, guys, remember our pod is going to be released on Independence Day, July 4th. So, this is just a few days before. Um, Coming in at number one, let's go five. What do you want to do? 1 to 5 or 5 to 1? What do you think, Javi?
I mean, 1 to 5 sounds fun. Why not?
1 to 5. Okay, so the
Let's go to
top.
the worst, the worst of the five.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. So we'll
Yeah.
go. The top grossing movie of the weekend of June 28th through 30th is Inside Out 2 at $57 million. Guys, you got a Disney movie, it's a Pixar movie. It's, you think about it, bandwidth, it's at least 1 to 2 parents with a bunch of kids. So ticket prices out galore. There's like probably in 3D and stuff. So yeah, that's gonna make some money.
Yeah. I mean, that's been out for a few weekends now, right?
Yeah, but it's still rolling.
Yeah. No, I mean that's
Rolling strong.
yeah.
Coming in at number two for the weekend. We just talked about it in our cold open here. A Quiet Place Day One coming in at $53 million. Guys, it's a
Nice.
very good franchise, and this is a very good prequel to the franchise. Really enjoyed this one. Highly recommend seeing this one in theaters, guys. You will not be disappointed. All right. Coming in at number three, the Kevin Costner passion flick,
Mm.
Horizon: An American Saga, Chapter One, coming in at $11 million there. So, Kevin Costner,
Now,
just what's up?
I'll say now dollar for minute of movie. Is that you think we should like do those comparisons as well? Like
So that's a breakdown right there. That is a breakdown. This movie is 3 hours and 1 minute long.
it's so long. It's only half of the movie.
And like, I was gonna go see it Sunday night, but I was like, yeah,
Wow.
I don't want to fall asleep in the theater. I don't know. Like,
I mean,
I'm excited to
that's a
watch it, but
day.
that's exactly.
That's yeah. That's like a whole day of planning. Like, He just roll up in there like on a whim.
We're gonna see Horizon, dude. I need 3 weeks of planning. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. Coming in at number 4 for the weekend box office, Bad Boys Ride or Die. Still rolling strong here, coming
Okay.
in at 10 million for the weekend team. So good stuff there. Good stuff. Keep it up there. And then number 5, coming in at 5.5 million is Kalki 2898 AD. If I click into this movie, it looks like it is
Okay.
a Bollywood type film.
Gotcha.
Action drama film is what it looks like. So yeah, coming
Nice.
in, guys. They're actually like Bollywood is making some fantastic films, and they're getting a lot closer to Hollywood, guys. So there's always been like the distance, but they are closing the gap with the like quality of their movies, team. So really excited about that, and
And that
just
was a
from the
good
movie
mix of
poster,
genres for the top 5 too.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's what I love about summer blockbusters, man. Summertime in the movies is you get a little bit of everything. Love that. It's not just
Right.
guns and aliens. It's guns, aliens, and an American outback. You know what I mean? So,
Wasn't so we're not talking about cowboys and aliens, right?
I
We're just
mean,
talking about
the greatest movie of all time is what you're talking
yeah.
about there.
Yeah.
Welcome to the episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we're discussing trailers for My Old Ass, Red 1, Episode 5 of The Acolyte, and our Movie of the Week, Oh. Yeah, guys, it's just titled Oh. All right, team. Hope everybody's having a great week. This pod drops literally on my favorite holiday of all time, Independence Day. So I'm going to say this early. Happy birthday, America.
Sun's out, guns out, right?
Get your shotguns out. You know what? If we're really going to do it, if we're really going to throw it back, we're going to get our muskets out, dude. That's what we're going to do.
Boy.
That's how we gained our independence, with muskets, right? Gunpowder.
I mean, I wasn't there, but I assume that's what happened. Yeah.
I watched The Patriot with Mel Gibson a lot. Okay.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies of the early 2000s.
There you go. That's how we get our history. I got you.
Yeah, man. Team, we got some trailers coming at you here. We have Aubrey Plaza in My Old Ass, and then we have the Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, and the man, the myth, the living legend. What's his name again, Javi?
That is J.K. Simmons.
I was going to say J. Jonah Jameson, but that works too.
He's him as well. In
the holiday film I've been waiting for like 2 or 3 years now, Red 1. Team, super excited about these. We have our full socials in the link tree, guys. We like to give you guys what's coming ahead. We like to post on our socials little bits about this recorded show that is video recorded, and we have the full live pod on YouTube. So if you are a person who likes to pull up YouTube and watch your 2 favorite podcasters bringing sexy back, talking about movies and Justin Timberlake at the same exact time, Javi more than me, whatever, I don't judge. You guys can do that, guys. There is a link tree in the show notes of this pod. Click there, like, share, subscribe, and we out here. Love you guys.
Good deal.
I thought I'd be happier at 40.
You are happy, and I'm not 40, asshole.
You don't look happy. I feel like you're having a midlife crisis.
Well, I feel like you're high on mushrooms, so you don't know shit.
Fair statement, I guess.
Elliot.
No, not the whole bag.
May you experience a new level of consciousness tonight.
Oh my God, are you guys tripping? I don't feel
Yes.
anything.
That's because we don't tolerate drugs well.
Hey, freak. Who are you? Elliot. Dude, I'm you.
You're me.
What's up?
I don't have a gap in my teeth.
Yeah, wear your retainer. Left boob, 1 cup smaller than the right.
I'm actually kind of hot for being middle-aged.
I'm 39 years old. That's not middle-aged.
No, that is middle-aged.
I will
it's
slap Clyde
I
if
am
he
a
says some
very
shit like
young
that.
adult.
I'm so jealous you guys had good trips.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Dude, I know mom can be annoying, but be nice to her and go hang out with your brothers. Also, can you avoid anyone named Chad?
Good morning, Elliot. Have you met Chad?
Elliot, you freak. I put my number in your phone the other night, but I did not know this would work. Wait a minute, hang on. Basement! Basement! Dude, I
What?
gotta go.
What's that? I don't know what's happening. So confused.
You were so lucky. Life will never be the same as it is right now. Just take my advice and we'll be fine.
Oh my God!
I think.
Yep.
What's going on with you? I just feel like everything that used to make sense doesn't anymore.
The only thing you can't get back is time.
Trying really hard
It goes
to
by so
get a
fast.
grip on what's happening.
I still need you. I'm literally an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
Aww. Mom love.
If we weren't the same person,
Chad
do you
over
think
here.
you'd even like me?
You're just saying that because you're young and dumb.
But if you weren't young and dumb, you'd never be brave enough to do anything.
Boom.
Maybe you need to listen to my advice for once. Can we kiss?
No.
What? Can I at least touch my old ass?
Oh my God, you need to be locked up.
All right, team. We have My Old Ass. According to IMDb, a mushroom trip brings free-spirited Elliot face-to-face with her 39-year-old self. But when Elliot's old ass delivers warnings to her younger self, Elliot realizes she has to rethink everything about her family, life, and love. Coming to us from director and writer Megan Park. JV,
Yes, sir.
your thoughts on this trailer, brother?
Yeah, I was trying to kind of figure out like if this was like a real person or and then it kind of led us into looking like it's a illusion, but it took a while to feel that part of it, like the um like you said, the kind of looking in from the outside thing,
Yeah.
seeing her older self looking back at her. But it looks like it's gonna be a super cute story. Aubrey Plaza is awesome,
Fantastic.
but this doesn't seem like her normal roles, which is good for her. in my
Stretching,
opinion.
stretching, man.
Yeah,
Stretching.
doing a little
Yeah.
something extra, a little something different. But yeah, probably gonna be a little funny, more emotional situation.
Your favorite type of films.
Yeah, man, I just love to have a good cry once in a while.
Agreed. Agreed.
Sometimes you gotta get it out, man. You gotta clean those tear ducts out.
Oh man, no, totally agree, man. So like, this is saying that this is like a different coming of age story. And like I look at this plot and I'm like, how has nobody done this before? Right? We've seen like the Jennifer Gardner going back, from 13 to 30. We've seen Zac Efron, going, I don't even know which way. Was he a kid first and then he became adult, or he was an adult and went back to a kid? I don't know what happened, but it happened in the movie. 17 again, I think is what it was called.
There you go.
But they were that same person, so they were learning. They were not really learning; they were just trying to rehash their mistakes here. This is like,
Yeah.
an out of body experience, an older out of body experience, and you're able to tell yourself like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that, do this more."
Right.
This is a concept like, why has this not been done before? Because it seems like it has, but it's been like this adjacent, but nothing like this. And
It's
You know,
more
we
of it's usually more of a time travel situation.
Yes. Not a
Right.
mushroom trip situation.
Yeah, spiritual. We'll say
Yes.
spiritual.
Yes, man. So I'm like, even though this is more coming of age for young females and stuff like that,
Yeah.
the story itself has me intrigued, man. I'm actually really
Well, I
excited for this story.
think that can
And
kind of go either way, right?
yeah, man. And we'll definitely be checking this out, man. This will be this will be a good watch. Aubrey Plaza just always delivers, and looks like she and the other Elliot is working with a fantastic young cast. So, team, we're gonna throw my old ass on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. Also, what has been your favorite performance by Aubrey Plaza? Let us know in the comments, team.
497.
Oh, there he
498.
is.
499. 500.
Let's go heavy. Looking strong, Nick.
Look at that man. Goodness gracious.
Red one is on the move.
This looks cool,
He's so
dude.
cool.
What are you so excited about? Of course,
so
your
cool.
boyfriend's here. Okay.
Honestly, he looks about 8,000 times cooler than Dwayne Johnson in this movie.
Right?
Who's with Red? Reach!
Someone took Nick. We're gonna find him.
I'm bringing in Jack O'Malley. He's probably the best tracker in the world.
The guy's a legend.
Just does that.
What am I doing here?
Just does
Last
that
night, Red One,
guy,
also
that
known as St.
specific
Nicholas
guy
Flammer,
look
was abducted
that he
from the
has.
North Pole
It's
complex.
fantastic.
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
Garcia?
What the heck?
You can't trust this guy. He's on the list.
You don't mean
Yes, that list. NL4.
Are you telling me this clown is a level 4 naughty lister? A level 4 naughty lister?
Oh, is that funny to you?
You can help us find Nick.
Come on, let's go.
Grab a car.
For what?
You don't have a Wonder Woman action figure.
Not how it works. Come on. There's much in here that is not of the natural world.
Who's that?
Krampus.
What are they doing?
They're playing
Wow.
crayfish slop.
Is that Ivan Ooze? Wow.
I think if you don't need me here, I might just go back to the car.
We need to prepare for the possibility of no Christmas.
Wow.
There's worse ways to go out than trying to save Santa Claus.
This is intense right now.
We got snowmen!
That was so disturbing.
Interesting. My turn!
Oh, boy, this silent contest.
Is my face still there?
Yeah, you look good.
All right, team. We have Red One, according to IMDb. After Santa Claus, codenamed Red One, is kidnapped, the North Pole's head of security, Dwayne Johnson, must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter, Chris Evans, in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. Coming at us from Jake Kasdan, Chris Morgan, and Hiram Garcia. All right, JV.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be perfectly honest with you, man. I have been really excited. As soon as I heard that, like, it was Dwayne Johnson, it was Chris Evans, right? It was J.K. Simmons, this whole cast, Bonnie Hunt, Lucy Liu, all this stuff, right? I was super stoked about this, man.
Oh, yeah.
But before,
And it's a Christmas movie.
but before
even better.
and that's what tingles my heart even more.
Yeah.
So before
Right,
I say
love
anything,
Christmas
man,
movies.
I want to know what your take is, dude, because I have so many notes.
Yeah, we're getting, the one guy we put very high on the pedestal here, J.K. Simmons, as Santa Claus, right? So we also get a jacked Santa Claus.
Huge.
Then you got Dwayne Johnson hanging out. I'm just gonna say J.K. Simmons looks a lot cooler in this movie than Dwayne Johnson ever will in his life.
Yeah,
That dude
1000%.
was just strutting out in his feather lined or whatever it was jacket. Man, but I love a good Christmas movie. I love a good show that's based in Christmas time.
Yeah.
Um, what we have. I still watching Violet Night on the regular. Watch it all the time.
My man said it is.
Just all the
My
time.
man said
It is hot.
Independence Day is coming up. I'm watching Violet Night.
Well, we're gonna get a good. That was a violent movie, as it
Yeah.
says in the title. We're getting a good action movie here, and with the cast here, we know Chris Evans can be funny. We know
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson, J.K. Simmons, all of them can be funny. So I'm really looking forward to how that plays out. And we see a lot of action in the trailer, but the little bit of dialogue we got was it's going to be pretty spot on for what I would think this movie would give us.
Yeah, no, agree, man. My favorite thing about this trailer and what this movie looks like it's gonna do, it's going to play this extremely straight. It's not leaning into like the hammy. They're like, no, like, yes, my job as Callum Drifts, Dwayne Johnson's character, is head of security for Saint Nick. He got captured. I need Jack O'Malley. We're gonna figure this out.
Right.
And obviously the chaos and the hilarity and the calamity ensues, but like the fact that like it seems like them two, well, not Chris Evans, but like Dwayne Johnson and Lucy Liu is playing this straight is the best part about this, man. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Typically with like, Christmas movies, people want to like ham it up, make it like really emotional and stuff like that. This just looked like an action-packed good time. We lost Saint Nick, so we got to figure this out and find out who abducted them and why, and save them. And this is what it's about, man. This is movie making at its like finest in 2024. This is why we go to the cinemas, like for shit like this. I am beyond excited for this movie, man. This is up there as like, yes.
Yeah, I appreciate the seriousness that's going to come from these people, like about being part of I guess the North Pole. I guess you would say
the mythos and everything that involves with it, right?
Like Dwayne Johnson super upset that Chris Evans laughs at the fact that he's a level 5 naughty or level 4 naughty list, and goes at him, right? Like,
So
it's
good.
like it's super serious for
It's
them.
so
That's
good,
going to be the fantastic part of it.
Yeah, team. We got Red One. This is dropping in November. A new Christmas movie coming at us, man. I love that we get at least one good Christmas movie a year.
Yeah.
Like we just do, man. Like studios have not gave up on Christmas, even though it's been done over and over and over and over again. We're still getting fantastic Christmas movies that like we end up watching them. And we're like, dude, that's like a Christmas classic now, man. I gotta watch that at Christmas time. If it's you gotta watch it, on Arbor Day. But that's beside the point, though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I watch like summer flicks in December and January.
My man is watching Red Hot American Summer in December. So, team, we're gonna throw a Red One on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. Also, let us know in the comments what has been your recent favorite Christmas movie, guys, for the last couple years. So you can't choose like Home Alone. Something more recent than that, guys. Let us know in the comments. Episode 5 of The Acolyte.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about you and your feelings about this, man, but definitely the best episode to date.
Definitely agree with you on that.
I feel like we started very, very hot in those first 2 episodes, and then we cooled off with like the origin story, and then we cooled off with just kind of the walking around. Even though you enjoyed it, the kind of walking around the jungle not really nothing happened, but like this thing kicked off, everything happened. Everything that could happen in a Star Wars movie, in a Star Wars episode, in a Star Wars scene happened in this episode, man. We got probably the best lightsaber duels since Duel of the Fates and Phantom Menace, right? Maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the lightsaber battle, I mean, you kind of get to see something that's actually like kind of unhinged. Like the things you think about would happen for me, like in a good uh lightsaber, like kind of quote unquote reality.
Yeah.
Would be they're using the Force a lot. They are you got the I forget what his name was, but the Sith for the time being, just using the Force to pull people onto his lightsaber.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of his antics for me. Was just seeing some like actually cool combos, I guess you would call it. And he's just taking people out left and right, and super enjoyed having somebody that's like above the rules, I guess, for this particular battle.
Yeah, man. Like we got so many different lightsaber fighting styles, right?
Yeah.
And then we got the stranger, Manny Jacinto, just showing us he really doesn't have a style. His style is more just like survival, and he doesn't follow. And I love how like the episode even like dives into that.
Yeah.
Soul does a really good job of kind of describing things and still being the Jedi master himself, is doing everything he can to bring him to justice, but it's difficult when you're fighting a guy who doesn't follow protocols, right? Kind of like we did against the British and the American Revolutionary War, right? We decided
History
ourselves,
podcast, guys. History.
We decided ourselves that, hey, we're not going to line up and just shoot each other and just keep lining up, right? We're going to do this thing called guerrilla warfare. We're going to come out of the bushes. We're going to scare you, okay? We're going to get this guy named Mel Gibson, right? He's just going to be awesome. So, that's
right. Yeah.
No, so that's exactly like the fighting style of the stranger, right? Where he's not doing anything as a conventional Jedi lightsaber wielding fighter. He's doing things different. And his path in this episode, man, I just did not expect this many deaths. Like,
yeah, they pretty much cleaned house on this one. Like, they got to get a whole new cast.
They're having casting calls right now for this week's episode.
Disney, everybody's surprised. Like, oh god, I didn't know I was getting fired today. Keep all these secrets.
My man, Charlie Bartnett, who played Yord, like looked at the script and was like, "Man, I just bought a home here, dude. Like, I gotta move back with my mom now. Shit."
Yeah.
He's like, so like, there's no Banta tanks, guys, so I'm not coming back from this. Like, is that a thing?
I mean,
bro,
I don't know if you can come back from that.
Like, just spoilers ahead, guys, but like, Yard, the neck snap, that was just, I've never seen, like, have we seen that in a Star Wars film? In a Star Wars anything? A neck snap like that?
Seeing a lot of force chokes. That was a little, that was a little much. That's what I was saying. Like, this was a fight that goes above and beyond like the rules of engagement, right? Yeah. Just like they said, like he just doesn't care.
Just a savage. Sweet. And then Jackie Long,
good film.
Daphne Keene, who, she came through and was like doing that
did some
thing, man.
work. She did work.
She did some work, and till she didn't, and her death. Oh my gosh! Like we've
Now
seen like
her
lightsabers go
whole
through people.
thing. Yeah. Like her whole thing, like her fight scene from when she started to when it was finished, was some of the best one-on-one that I think I've seen.
Yeah.
In any of the Star Wars things.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Like, and I love Duel of the Fates at the end of Menace, and then Revenge of the Sith with Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, love those two fights, right? But
yeah.
This like is up there in that upper echelon of lightsaber duels, man. And the Stranger, I
This
still
was
don't know, like
choreography we haven't seen.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This was fun, man, and it was action packed the entire time. And like, I guess when we're building up to this, and I also love it that like they kind of used this set, this jungle, right, for 2 episodes, right? It was the build up episode and then the payoff, man. So like,
and that's kind of what I was hoping for with that other episode. Like I said, like the journey to that spot was hopefully going to be a good build up and payoff.
Yeah.
Because I think you need a good episode like that to where you kind of pull back the reins and then you get ready.
Yeah.
Now, if it would have been, if they would have had to walk like another 30 minutes, then we would have had a problem. But they got to their destination on time, so we're good.
It was like at the end of the first Lord of the Rings film, Fellowship of the Ring, and you get to the end of it, they feed like the dragon fire monster or whatever, and then they get to the end of the movie, you're like, wait, but like they just walked and talked. There was nothing really that happened. All right. And that was the episode before. And then we get to like this episode, we're like, oh, this is the 2 towers. I get it now.
Yeah.
Except for there's one tower and he's a badass Sith Lord or something. So
right.
And he's killing everybody. Snapping necks, cashing checks. This guy literally is what he did.
It's what he did that day. Yep.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You get one of them big checks or you get direct deposit. I don't know. But
gotta go to a big bank. Team, we're gonna throw episode 5 of the Acolyte Night on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. Before we move forward, I did just revisit Blades of Glory. I forgot how good that movie was. I forgot. That was like one of the Will Ferrell movies that I've only seen like 3 or 4 times, but I watched it again. Yeah. Dude, it's absolutely hilarious. It is like peak Will Ferrell. Peak.
Yeah.
Like he was like in the height of his powers when he made this movie. And
he could just do whatever he wanted. It didn't matter at that point.
And he did.
Yeah, exactly. He made Blades of Glory.
All right, brother, you ready to jump into this week's movie?
Sounds good.
All right, team. We have O dropped in theaters August of 2001. A few movies that also dropped in 2001. A Beautiful Mind, Hannibal, 13 Ghosts, Vanilla Sky, Not Another Teen Movie, A Knight's Tale, Donnie Darko, Shallow Hal, filmed here in the Charlotte of North Carolina, and the greatest movie about male modeling of all time. I got the black lung paw. Zoolander. Okay. I love that movie, guys. Going back to O here, it's directed by Tim Blake Nelson, written by Brad Kaya, inspired from the William Shakespeare tragic play Othello.
Had a budget of $5 million and grossed $19.2 million. Starting this, we have Mekhi Phifer as Odin James, Josh Hartnett as Hugo Golding, Julia Stiles as Desi Brabble, Eldon Henson as Roger Calhoun, Andrew Keegan as Michael Cassio, Rain Phoenix as Emily, Martin Sheen as Coach Duke, John Hurd as Bob Brabble, Anthony Johnson as Dale, and Rachel Schumett as Brandy.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
Yes,
Go ahead and
sir.
give us that quick synopsis of this film.
The star basketball player gets manipulated by the jealous coach's son, who plots an extravagant plan to get the star and others wrapped up in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
All right, man. Let's jump into this one here. This was a little different than any other movies that we typically watch. Typically, we like to stay with action or joy. Man, this was a period drama and based in this prep high school. Just very interesting, man. So starting at the top here, we got Mekhi Phifer as Odin James. Now, Odin James is the sole black guy at a high school prep school, and he's on the basketball team. He got, through conversations, we find out that he got recruited there to help win a state title. He's the most valuable player. He's going to move the team into like the state finals and stuff like that. He's revered. He's loved. He's dating the dean's daughter. Kind of doing his thing and has it all, man. Kind of it's the easy ride to college for him and playing basketball. Something that he's really, really good at. Something he's really, really passionate about. That's kind of like his thing, man. And he wants to go really far, but he's not just like the typical basketball player. And that's what I really like about Mekhi Phifer in this film. Like the girl that he really cares about his teammates, his friends, especially Andrew Keegan, who actually wasn't a bad guy finally in a movie. But he really loves his coach, appreciates his coach, and he wants to take this girl that he's dating, who he's in love with, right? Who he's never had these type of feelings for. And yes, they're high schoolers. Yes, they're 17 and 18 years old. But like he wants to marry her and take her along with him with his like thing. And you can just tell he really means it, man. And just through his acting in this role as Odin James that he does, man. And that's where kind of like the heartbeat of the movie is. That's exactly, not even kind of, that is where the heartbeat of the movie is.
Right.
He is going after his goal of playing basketball, college, and eventually the NBA, and his love of this woman, right? And that's the heartbeat, that's the soul. That's where Odin James kind of gets manipulated and blindsided as well. And it's this movie's tough, man. It's heavy. Othello itself is a very heavy Shakespearean play, but it deals with jealousy, race, sex, violence, just like everything that William Shakespeare has always been about. It's kind of, he just wraps it all up in one film here. But yeah, man, let's move forward to our next character, man. Just a great performance from like turned good guy turned villain for the first time I think in his life. Movie career. Josh Hartnett as Hugo Golding, based off of Iago. Give me your thoughts, JV.
Yeah, I have to say, like, Josh Hartnett's performance in this one was, from like a dialogue standpoint, like the words that he said in the movie were excellent. I mean, just based on a good play. But himself, I didn't really enjoy him that much. He was kind of stale to me.
You think so?
I feel like he was. Mostly because I think it's just his face. He has this one face he uses. He's just one face.
Yeah,
he doesn't have other faces.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's kind of where I lost him. Like I didn't really get a lot of good emotion up until like the towards the end of the movie where things kind of started going off the rails.
Yeah, spiraling.
Yeah, that's when he really kind of let it out. But up to that point, I don't know. Um, might just be just me.
No,
But
man, no. I
but
definitely get that. Um the thing with Josh Hartnett as Hugo Golden, man, he is the guy who is on the basketball team, but he doesn't and he's the coach's son,
yeah,
but he's not getting any of the credit for
zero credit.
being, that kind of like that six man who does all the hard stuff, right? All the rebounding, all the body checks, right? All the guarding like the best man on the other team, right? Like all that
Yeah,
hard stuff that really doesn't equate to MVP, right? Like he does, and he's upset that it's just very easy for Odin to score and dribble and drive and
yeah,
shoot and all this stuff, man. It's stemmed from jealousy, but they're teammates at the same exact time. So he can't just come directly at Odin and be like, you're an a hole. I hate you. You're not that good. Blah blah blah. Because like Odin is good, so that would just be a straight up lie.
yeah,
And then two,
yeah.
he can't come at him from that angle because his dad's the coach, and his dad. We'll talk about Martin Sheen's coach Duke Golding in a few minutes here, but um, you can just tell his dad loves Odin, and
Mm-hmm.
Hugo is absolutely jealous. Absolutely, man. And he doesn't do that like external dialogue in the film. He definitely lets it out how much he hates the entire situation, how he thinks he needs to be the star.
Yeah, and I don't think the Coach Duke himself as the character helped that any at all. Like from like the beginning,
Yeah.
all he can talk about is Odin, and what he also said like, I love him like my son, and love him like my own son, and
Yeah.
you got Hugo sitting over there like that's not necessarily a good thing, but the way I feel about it, I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
What my sliced cheek? What the hell?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah,
Right here, Dad. Come on, seriously?
yeah.
It's like when it's like in How I Met Your Mother, how he's always just like, yeah, Marshall's my best friend, and then
Yeah,
Barney's
yeah,
like, what are you talking about, dude?
yeah.
Right, that makes the other
So
person
good.
feel bad when you say that shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Mhm.
yeah. Moving forward here, we have Julia Stiles as Desi Brable, based on Desdemona from the play, and she is the woman who is in love with Odin. Odin is in love with her, but things get manipulated because Hugo is a manipulator,
Oh yeah, big time.
and he made Odin see things that were not there and made him think things that Desi was doing that she was not doing. And
He also had him taking drugs as well.
oh yeah,
Like, he completely screwed this guy up.
oh yeah, oh yeah, top to bottom, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Messing with his career, messing with his girl. You are not a friend, but you keep saying you are.
Yep.
But what the hell is going on here, man? But Julia
Yeah.
Stahl does provide a great performance here as Desi,
Agreed.
where she's just a young girl who is dating this ball player who wants to go with him, falls in love with him and everything as well. But also sees like the rough and tumble. It's an interracial relationship like it is in Othello. So kind of sees the
Yeah.
rough and tumbleness of him and kind of gets scared when he kind of bucks up and stuff like that. But once again, that's all the manipulation from Hugo's character there, right? So it's kind of sad is what we see here, man, with what he's doing and what Hugo is doing to all these people. We got Eldon Henson as Roger Calhoun, based off of Rodrigo, and Eldon Henson is kind of like the foil. He is Hugo's foil for everything. Until he eventually gets stabbed with like glass, right?
Oh no, worse than that.
Yeah, later on, it does definitely get worse than that. There,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just really he's just used as a ploy, as a pawn in Hugo's game to mess up Odin's life.
Yeah, because
And
he's trying to tell him like do this stuff so you can get to Desi, right?
yeah,
Isn't that
yeah.
the
So
whole his whole
true.
thing? Yeah.
So like motivation is very key in here, right? And when Hugo finds motivation, he uses that to people's uh he uses that
Yeah.
to move his pawns around and move things around. So
Yeah, I mean, Hugo as his planning and the way he does things in the movie are really good. Like in a bad way. Like the way he puts all the pieces together is pretty smart.
yeah, yeah. He's uh a master manipulator.
Yeah.
um so and like yeah, Roger's whole thing is that he definitely loves Desi. He wants to be with Desi, but Odin is with her, so it's kind of like Hugo's like, dude, this is how you get her. This is how you get her. Man. We're gonna
Yeah.
break them up. Is what it is. So that's what Roger's
Well,
thing is. So
also like Roger, there was never any signs at all. I don't think that Roger had any kind of chance with this girl whatsoever.
oh no, never, never. But like, it's high school, man.
Yeah.
Like it's high school.
Maybe he
Like,
hugged her for too many Mississippis.
there was,
He got the wrong impression.
but like there, we all had that one girl that we hugged for too many SSIs. You know what I mean? And we were like, oh, we're definitely going to prom. It was never happening. But in our head, though, you know what I mean? Like in like right here, it's like, yeah, we're definitely going to prom. Andrew Keegan, man, as Michael Casillo, based off of Michael Casillo from the play. They just kept his exact same name. I thought that was kind of cool. I actually do like Andrew Keegan, like in this film, he's actually a nice guy. He's never a nice guy in any film ever, but he was in this, man, and it was really enjoyable actually to kind of see that turn where he is really good friends and kind of the number two on the team, and Odin the one, him being the two, and they're kind of like
he
that.
was pretty mean to Roger.
There. He was pretty mean to Roger later on, but I think that's after the manipulation of
Yeah.
Hugo. And you're right. Remember, like the first incident, it was more Hugo telling Roger to go do this, and then the second thing is like, yo, okay, well, I have to be an asshole to him now because I'm kind of manipulated and twisted, right? Hugo, his web of confusion and manipulation runs really vast. But like he comes across like a likable guy, right? Like people on campus like him, right? Odin likes him. All this stuff here. And he's like the number two guy, but one of Hugo's great things that he does is splits apart the 1-2 combo of the backcourt of this basketball team, right? So splits apart Odin James and Michael Cassio, and they're not friends no more, so they're not vibing anymore, so they're not going to play together, right? And then Cassio also has a 2-game suspension for the fight that he had with Roger. That was Hugo's part of his master plan and everything, man. Just
it was a mess.
Yeah, man. Just so much manipulation in this film, man. We got moving forward. We got Rain Phoenix as Emily, based off of Emilia, and once again, Hugo finds their want, and Emily wants to be loved. Once she feels loved, she'll do anything and everything for that person. That's why like she was able to go ahead and get that scarf, which plays a big part in the film, and steals it, gives that to Hugo, right? So that's huge there. Martin Sheen as Coach Duke Golding. Man, I love Emilio Estevez's dad, man. One of my favorite actors of all time. Dude, what'd you think about Martin Sheen, brother?
Oh, this man's a fantastic actor, no matter really what he's in for the most part.
Yeah.
But Coach Duke, a real emotional character, um, having to deal with these high school kids and trying to keep them straight while trying to win the championship is no easy task from watching this movie.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what his whole goal is, right? He's the coach that's trying to keep them straight. They want to win a championship, and every turn he's having to deal with some BS from these kids. And not like hey, you're late to class or your grades are a little low. You know, they're fighting and cutting people and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Drinking and
Yeah.
yeah. I love he was like, Dad, all we had was a few beers. He goes, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
but like even him, right? He has a goal in mind, right? And he kind of like he doesn't want to hear that. He wants his team to focus on winning because Duke Golding's whole thing is like he wants to coach college basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of his through line. So everything that his son, everything that what's going on with Odin and everybody else, like he cares about, but only to kind of advance his goals, right? So everybody has motives in this movie,
Yeah.
which is very interesting here. So, yeah, so that's the cast I really wanted to talk about here, my man. This movie,
Yeah.
if we're talking about uh scope, scale, and everything, I love it because it is actually very small, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a small budget, they kept it contained to the basketball court, the dorms, the quad, a couple other scenes as well, man. But I thought that was really cool because it felt really lived in and understood. Like
Right. Yeah.
this is a prep school. It's not like a humongous prep school. It's a prep school where there's dorms and everything. So like these kids are only going to hang out in so many places, right? I don't need
Right.
scene after scene after scene,
Yeah. I mean,
location
they're not
after
in
location
college,
after
right?
location.
They're
Exactly.
they're high school. They're in high school, so it's not like a
Yeah.
college campus.
Exactly. Exactly there, man. I do have a theme here.
All right.
Uh, based off of Othello, but kind of turned into a tragic high school race, class, jealousy thing. Type of movie is what this is what Brad and Tim were going after when making, writing, and directing this film here. But the theme that really resonates with me, man, is um, you know, just that one thing, that one incident, that one idea that can like stop you in your future, right? Because a simple idea was placed into Odin's mind, multiple people's lives were ruined, all in the name of just jealousy. At the end of the day, right? Multiple lives were ruined in one night. Just wild. Probably including the Dukes, man. He probably did not like at that. His son got arrested at the end of the
Yep.
movie, like spoiling a little bit. But like even him, like did he probably did not get to go coach and probably got fired from the school, but or let go at least. But then,
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, he's got, also Odin, right? And I mean, just his whole his superstars of his team were gone.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
so, like what use are you to us anymore?
Yeah.
Right. The dean already didn't like him, so because he had so
Yeah.
much control over the school. So, and the dean kind of and him fought. So we didn't really talk about that, but that was also another thing. But yeah, just that one incident, man, that one thing that can happen to ruin so many lives, um, all in the name of jealousy. That's what the central theme of this movie is, man. Don't
Yeah.
let jealousy ruin your life and multiple people's lives. All right, team. So that is our conversation about 2001's O. Now, before we jump into our thoughts and ratings here, JV, man, I feel like you said you had a hard time finding this film to go on this cinematic adventure.
So yeah, this is what frustrated me here. So IMDb. Oh. Every post I've ever seen about this movie. Oh. You look up Jason Hartnett. Oh. When you look up Jason Hartnett on the app, there's no O. There's no O. You try to search just O. There's no O. I at no place anywhere did I see this thing called Othello.
Oh man, I love it.
No, nowhere in the world. So I'm looking for this movie, and I'm like, okay, we make a mistake. Maybe it's not where I think it is. Come on.
So let me ask you this:
Start to panic.
Did you know that O was based off of the Shakespearean play Othello before you started watching, or before you tried to look at everything?
No clue. I had to look up nothing on. I didn't know anything about this movie.
So, like, let me ask you a question, because like I've always wanted to know. We've been doing this for years now. Okay, I basically just tell you to watch a movie and you watch it. Just no,
I mean,
clear eyes, full hearts. Like
if it's something I haven't seen, yeah, I don't like do any research on it or nothing. No.
I love that about you, man. That's why you're my boy, right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot that's like that.
Yeah.
That I don't know something about at least. But this is definitely one that I had no clue what it was going to be about whatsoever.
Guys, yeah, it's on Max, and it's not titled. Oh, it's titled Othello. I think Max did that to make sure people can find it, but it has Josh Hartnett on the cover.
Did not do a great job. That's all.
Oh god!
And why isn't Mekhi Phifer on the cover when he is the title character?
Yes.
a lot of red flags immediately.
All right, team. So once again, that is our conversation about 2001's O. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings on this movie, brother.
Yes, sir. This will get 3 buckets of popcorn from me this week.
Okay.
Good story. I mean, this is a reality, if anything, of jealousy, or just not even jealousy of love, just jealousy in life, and a lot of the stuff we have that happens in our world can stem from things like this. So, as far as the message and as far as seeing what's happening, I enjoyed the movie, and the cast obviously were great in their roles. Like I said, I had a little complaint about Josh Hartnett, but his face is his face. Can't do nothing about that. But everybody else, solid performance. I've never actually read or seen the play.
Yeah.
But I think, the way they put this movie together, and from kind of what the message is, I feel like they probably did a pretty good job.
Yeah. No. Agreed.
I think the message got across pretty well.
Yeah.
What about you?
So it's interesting that you bring up that you did not see the play there, but for me, a couple years before this movie came out, Baz Luhrmann did a little movie called Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, and I for one really enjoyed that movie, but it was a line for line take on Romeo and Juliet, just in modern times with like pistols, like
Yeah.
you know,
And John Leguizamo. Right?
John Leguizamo with a pistol, Tybalt the cat.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, we got this, another Shakespearean about teenagers, but instead of taking it line by line, word from word, exactly what happened, Brad Kaya just drew inspiration from this and then created his own Othello and made it a modern time tragic film about race, class, jealousy, all that stuff, man. And for me, you know, we're wrapping up our early 2000s type movies that we've been watching, and especially all the teen movies with the teen cast. This has been the most real, most tragic, 1000%, but also the most real. Where like, I could see this happening. High school kids are very vulnerable, are very manipulative, and all it takes is that one smart kid to move people around, right? I love that we even got detail about like how they got the pistol to, you know, at the end of the movie there, right? Like, there was just very good details about how things happened. Nothing was left on the cutting room floor of this film, man. For me, this gets 4 buckets of popcorn, man. This is a tough watch. I can't watch this movie often. I've probably seen it like 5-6 times now in my life. But it is a fantastic take on a great Shakespearean play. So, yeah, 4 buckets of popcorn.
Good deal.
Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, Talking Through. Next week we'll be discussing Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F.
And that's streaming on Netflix.
Like always, I am Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me across all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
And like always, keep watching.